Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Roger here, Rants About Tech, and today I have a very unusual unboxing for you. This is going to be an unboxing of the Ratta Supernote Nomad A6X2, and I'm learning here. I'm going to make mistakes, but bear with me. I'll correct them as I go along, but I didn't have audio for this particular video, so I'm gonna do this in a different way where I'm just gonna do a voiceover and we'll experience it. It'll be like a reaction video. Whoa, I'm coughing, or was I sneezing? I can't tell. It's gonna be like a reaction video that we're both seeing together, because I cut it but I didn't really watch it, so I'm just gonna do some commentary over the top of this particular video, and hopefully it's a little bit refreshing. Hopefully it's a little bit different than what we're used to. So all right, let's jump right into it. Alright, so it looks like I'm talking about my experience thus far, and just to explain that, I've gotten first I did the Remarkable 2, then I did the Tab Mini C from Books, and now I'm doing the Ratta Supernote Nomad. And I ordered this, and I got the pen, the cover, and the device itself in this package, and it came with this nice little gift that you see on top of the box here. I was stunned. I love this. When I see this, I'm like, man, you know, if they put this much thought into the presentation, imagine how much thought they've put into the actual product itself. And they thought enough to give you a free gift, and I love free gifts. I love free anything, but when it comes with something like this, that just sets the tone for what's to come. And look at that little sticker, little gold sticker. Can you see that? There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's shimmering. There we go. Get that shimmer in there. But it's a very nice presentation. I love how they did that. All right, so let's go ahead and take this open. I said take this open. We're just going to unwrap it and break it open. I tried to do it neatly and nicely without tearing it, but it's really thin paper, which I like, and the sticker just wasn't coming off. So I had to, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to get her done. So yeah, all right, wow. Okay, amazingly, I did a pretty good job. I really assumed I had just got tired of trying to get it off and just ripped it open, but yeah, I was patient with it. It paid off. I took minimal paper off. All right, so I didn't know what it was inside this little package, but it ended up being a little tote. You know what I'm saying? A little tote. It's got some kind of slogan on it. I don't remember what that was. Let's see what we got here. It's a decent sized tote too. That tote was, I thought it was going to be small when I unwrapped it, and it just kept unwrapping. It wouldn't stop. So it's going to be my grocery bag right here. All right, what do we have on the front here? Here's something we got. What does that say? Feel, find, free, fun. Oh, that makes no sense. They could have did way better than that, but it's a free gift. We'll take it. All right, so this is the box right here. Now, disclaimer number 2. I also had a third camera angle here that I'm going to implement into my videos. And for some reason, it just wasn't, I know why it wasn't recording. I know now why it's not. I fixed it. So we should have a third angle if we should need it in the future. But right now, we got 2 angles and we're going to make it work. I'm trying to open it right now. And if you know me and you've seen my unboxing videos, you know I have this jagged, ragged knife that's really dull. And that's why I have problems with opening stuff. So I went and got some jagged, nasty, ragged scissors that is probably not even as sharp, but it worked. We got her done. I didn't struggle with it like I do to my little, is it a Leatherman knife I have? I think it's a Leatherman. But we got it open. And I'm probably talking about my experiences with, you know, almost cutting myself with every other unboxing I do. That's probably where I was going with that. But this is very nice. I love the way they packaged this. It's like a little shelving unit, all nice and neat. Everything's got its little spot, little nook, little cranny. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Oh, look at me. That guy's happy. That guy is ecstatic. And I was happy as crap. I hate that I didn't have the audio. This would have been a banger video for sure. But we're going to get through it, you guys, together. I do like the way that looks. Oh, why did I bring out the knife? I had scissors that seemingly did a way better job. And I bring the knife out. Whatever. All right. So I'm trying to get this box. I don't know why I put that back in there. Maybe I did it to kind of just, oh, because the tabs on there. Okay, so this thing has tabs on it. They're beautiful. And what I realized is that you could use the tabs to pull the stuff out, so you don't have to hurt, your fingers, your cuticles get banged up, they get bruised up trying to stick them in places your fingers don't belong. But they got tabs. You didn't have to do that. You just grab the tab, slide it out. It was beautiful. The little things, right? The little things is what set this product apart. I'm telling you right now, I've dealt with it for a little while before editing this unboxing video, and it's the little things. The attention to detail with this product is off the scale. Yeah, so I don't know what kind of drawing that is, but it reminds me of this old 70s style drawing and marketing they used to have back in the day. Very nostalgic. I loved it. Oh, look at this. Wait, whoa. It's magnetic. You got to give it up. That's probably what I'm saying right there. It's magnetic, man. You got to love that. You got to love it. All right, so we opened it up, and it's got the paper on it, just like the Remarkable did. So I know I'm set up for an awesome unboxing. It just looks phenomenal. I can't say it enough. It just looking at it makes you want to hold it and touch it. It's light as crap too. I'm probably mentioning that right now. Look at that though. Look at that box. Zoom into that. Just get that. Did you get it? Okay. All right. Now back up because that's way too close. All right. I love that "Don't Panic" on the cover there. I didn't see that initially when I unboxed it, but because I was too busy trying to figure out what that tool was and why. But I know now. It's not. I don't think it's for my device. Oh, maybe it is to do certain modifications. But that "Do Not Panic" on that cover right there is awesome. It's like it reminds me of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That little book that the guy had. His little Guide to the Galaxy. It had "Don't Panic" on the screen, written in bold red letters. Love that movie and the book. Right here we have the charging cable, and I'm talking about the charging cable because it's unique in that it has an angled plug. If you see that right there, that's cool. You don't see that on devices that you get at all, and that's probably what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't see that at all on devices that you buy. Angled connectors, very awesome. They didn't think it through as far as it's on the top, so it kind of doesn't matter. It's almost to a disadvantage that it's angled at this point, but if it was on the bottom, that would have been a plus, a huge plus. But where the charging plug is on the top of the Supernote, it being angled, like I said, is almost a disadvantage. But good look for them. They tried. They did something different, and I applaud them for it. I'll use that cable for something that could use it to be angled, because right now I just use a straight charging cable on it, because while I'm writing on it, I can be, the cable can be coming out the front or the top and be plugged into my computer or whatever, and it's not obtrusive at all. So it works being straight. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It just slid out really nicely. Paper intact that I can use it later. I love that. I love being able to preserve my packaging, especially when it's nice. Look at that thing. I'm probably commenting on how light it is and just how cool it looks, and how thin, because it's not the thinnest device, but it is thin. You can't discount something being thin just 'cause it's not the thinnest, but it is super thin. It's super lightweight. The white is such a good color for that particular product. Yeah, I like it. It's very nice. They did a really good job on the design. I'm comparing it right now to the Tab Mini C for size comparison. I think I get a top-down view of this, but oh, look at that, my little feet. I'm going to make those things right there to go on the bottom of devices. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, leave a comment down below. I'm going to make some just for me, but if other people are interested, I'll make some other runs for them. I'm going to get some 3D printed. I think that's super important because no one's making that kind of thing, and I feel like someone should and make a good one, and I'm going to do it. All right, size comparison. They're super thin, both of them. But the Supernote is about the same size considering the bump that's on the back of the Tab Mini C, because the Tab Mini C isn't flush. It isn't totally flat in the back. It goes out a little bit. You know what I mean? It has a little bump in the back, and that adds a little bit of size. But you can hardly see it when you're sizing it up against other things because of how they designed it, which is very smart. The weight, it can't compare. The Supernote is a plastic device. The Tab Mini C is a metal and glass device, and it's just heavier. But I will say, after doing some closer inspection, the Tab Mini C is a smaller device than the Supernote. So they're about the same thickness, but the dimension wise, as far as the width of it, it is definitely has a smaller width than the Supernote. Just very slightly. I'm looking at that screen right there. I love the fact that they put those directions on there telling you what's what, and that itself, like I said, one of the advantages of eInk is that you can do things like have the screen display something when the device isn't on. So I just pulled it out of the box. The device clearly isn't on, but that screen is displayed. Right here, I'm comparing the screen brightness when the devices are off to each other. So I'm trying to see which one is the darkest and which one has a lighter screen. It looks like the Remarkable has a way lighter screen than both the Supernote and the Tab Mini C. The Tab Mini C I can explain away because it's a color Kaleido 3 screen, which is always going to be darker because of that color layer. But it was surprising to me that the Supernote and the Remarkable were two different shades, and the Remarkable being the lighter of the two as far as the background goes, which offers better contrast. That's why the only reason I was concerned about that. All right, so here we're getting to the actual features of the device: the power button and the charging cable on the left there, power button on the right. And like I said, it's on the top, so that angled cord doesn't really do you much good when you're just going to, run that cable right out of the top of it into what you're charging it with, which is the best scenario. Back here, we got the two magnets for the case, and maybe some accessories in the future right here. That could be a thing. And yeah, that looks very cool though. I like how they designed it. They're inset there with the 3-pin connector. That's why I say it might be for some accessories as well, because that connector is there, and currently I don't think there's anything that uses that, but they usually have these devices around for a very long time. So if you buy a Supernote, you're going to use it for 4 or 5 years before they even consider coming out with something different. So you're going to be set if you buy one of the newer devices for a long time. In the back, I'm just commenting on the actual logo that's on the back of the device, which is very tasteful. It's a really light gray that kind of matches the frame of the device right there, the bezel. And it's totally symmetrical, which I can totally appreciate. I love that when devices are symmetrical like that, because it just makes it look really good. I'm all about symmetry. When devices are symmetrical, that speaks to me design-wise. So the Supernote A6X2 is very symmetrical on all sides, no matter what orientation you have it. Right here, I'm opening the Folio case. I got the gray one. The white seems like it's just going to get dirty too quick, and the blue is blue. And I like blue, don't get me wrong, but you're walking around with a blue case. I mean, I'm not that colorful. I walk around wearing black all day, every day, for the most part. But this case, though it does have the white case picture on the front, it is the grayish one, and I think I do pull it out here. I'm not really sure. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Another magnetic lid. Listen, you gotta love that. Yeah, it is the gray one. That is stunning too. I really love the way that looks. And where is it at? I'm about to go grab it right now just to feel it. Okay, never mind. I won't do that because I'm recording. But it looks really good. It feels even better, you guys. Look at me. I'm just happy. I wish I had the sound for this. You guys, I'm robbing you guys right now of the joy I had that day. It was a whole vibe in there that day when I was doing this. I'm gonna try to recreate that vibe on another video, but this is a vibe, I'm telling you. So yeah, this case right here fits, or the device fits in magnetically. You can see the two metal points of contact for the device to attach itself to. And it has the super big loop on the right there. And initially I was thrown off by that when I saw it in pictures, and I'm hearing people talk about it. It's like, why is this big loop there? You won't understand till you get you a Lamy pen. And if you don't have you a Lamy, think about it. All right, look at that. I don't know what that is. Let's zoom in there. What do we got? Huh. All right. I can't see that, but I'll pretend like I know what it is. I must have been impressed by that. I must have been impressed. I'll zoom in later to see what that is, since I can't see it from the angle I'm editing at right now. But it must have said something impressive. Kudos to you, Supernote, Ratta, for doing the right thing on getting some good quotes in there. Everything has quotes on it. I like that, though. Their best quote to me, though, is "for those who write," and I think it's a quote that kind of sticks with you throughout using this device, because it is truly, definitely for those who write. That case is beautiful. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. All right, we're gonna pop that right in there, and yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about right here. I must have been saying something interesting because I'm looking at the camera. All right, what else we got here? We got, all right. So I like the fact that the back of the Supernote is magnetic. I don't think I knew that at the time, which is why I let it dangle there. But it does kind of stick to the back of the device. But the problem with that is that when I fold the device back, it's the portion that touches the screen is now on the bottom of the device, and I don't like that. I'm probably mentioning that right now because that's my problem with Folio cases, is that when you flip it back, now the portion that's covering and protecting my screen is now on the bottom of whatever surface I'm sitting it down on, getting all nasty and greasy. And if you're like me, taking your stuff in the kitchen when you're writing notes and looking at stuff and you're trying, I take this thing everywhere. Like, ideas come all the time, so I'm sitting this thing down everywhere. I refuse to use the case because of that reason. I have little feet on that device too. Like I said, I'm making some for myself that I want to have that I think will be very useful. But yeah, so I put some feet on there, some generic ones that I happen to like, because I just can't sit it down everywhere with that particular case. I think I would just use that case for transporting it around, like when I go to the coffee shop or something like that. This is the pen here, and these pens for the Supernote devices are really unique in that they have a ceramic nib, which I have grown to love immensely, you guys. Oh, whoa, look at this. Look, oh, okay, all right. I opened it thinking it would be pristine. I love the fact that they wanted the presentation to be nice. That's why they put those little rubber or those little elastic holders there to keep it in place. But it wasn't in place when I opened it. That ruined it for me. That ruined it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in. Like I was probably, they were so close to a perfect presentation, and that little bit ruined the perfect presentation. It's about a 9.8 when it could have been a 10. All right, let's put it back in there, close the box, and we'll act like it didn't happen. All right, let's try that again. Oh, it's a pen. It's a pen. Can we open it? Oh, is it magnetic? It is. Oh my God, what is that? Wow. What is that? Oh, it's a pen. It's perfect. These are things you gotta do to entertain yourself, I'm telling you. This pen is really nice though, I gotta say. It feels good. Oh yeah. I'm beaming, I'm telling you that pen really is nice though. It's not like the most expensive looking pen or feeling pen, but it grows on you the more you use it. It's just really nice. All right, so yeah, I'm probably commenting on the packaging again because I think it's so nice. I'm gonna put everything back in there because it holds up really good. I'm looking at the nib right now because it's one of the porcelain nibs, and you won't get that nib on any other device other than a Supernote. It's super fine, which I find that I love. After testing a few nibs and nib materials, I love the ceramic nib. I think I'm going to compare this against the Remarkable 2's pen that comes with, well, it doesn't come with the device, you have to buy it. But this pen has a really fine nib and it's really hard. The Remarkable nib is really soft and not as fine. And the barrel has this texture on it that's like chalk. It's really textured. I like the feel of the Remarkable 2's pen. Really nice feel. I don't like using it because of the felt tip. But it does feel pretty nice. And the Supernote pen, if it were textured, would have been, oh my goodness, it would have took the cake. It takes the cake already, but it would took the cake and the ice cream. All right, I'm looking at the diagram on the cover. The device is off, and that's one of the advantages of eInk. It can be off, but still display something on screen. So right now I'm about to turn it on, but at this point it's off. And I love that they put that information up there the way they did. The disclaimer on the bottom says don't take the film off. So if you don't like the way it feels, two things. It gets better the more you use it. After a day or so of writing on it, that stickiness to the film goes away. And it's meant to be there, so don't take it off your device. If you don't like that film, then this device probably isn't for you. Yeah, I'm digging the design. I'm digging the way it looks in the case. It looks super neat, super clean, super, I wouldn't say professional, but it can be because of how neat and clean it is. But it does have a really nice aesthetic to it. So it can be professional, it can be creative looking. It's really versatile in its look because of its really overall aesthetic. So right here, we're just going through the setup process, and I'm just picking my region, I think, right now. Yeah. And I'm connecting to Wi-Fi. All right, so right here, we're setting up a couple more settings, and I can't even see what that is. Let's take a look at what that is right here. We got... All right, so right here, we're just setting up date and time. We got that set up. And I think what we're doing here is we are getting the U6 diagnostics set up. All right, so next we have the gesture setup, and which is one of the things I'm super interested in these devices, because if you've been following me, you know that I am super concerned about editing, and that's one of my main concerns here. And it looks like this device has some gesture support for the hardware. Those two stripes on the side you can swipe up and down on. Swiping down gives you the quick access menu, which is the best. Swiping up gives you refresh. I'm comparing the sizes here of the Remarkable and the Supernote. Just for reference, the Remarkable is about the size of an A5 piece of paper. What we have here is... All right, so now what we're doing is continuing to set up. We've gotten past those gestures for the sidebars. And I think we're looking at, we're still looking at the sliding function. So like I said, sliding down gives you that quick access menu right there. And that is probably the number one feature of this particular device for me. That quick access menu can't be replicated on any other device. No other device even has anything that comes close to it. It's superb. It just gives you an insight to how much focus they have and they went into this device, because they've thought about how you're going to use it. They thought about how they could best structure the device's software to facilitate the use of the device. It's so good. Right here, we're just going through some more setups. We're introduction to tools. We have a couple of navigation tools. We have a couple of note-taking tools as far as the brushes, erasers. You can kind of pick what those things, well, you can't pick what they do. I don't think you can customize those tools as far as the hardware is concerned. But you have some customization as far as when you're in the note-taking and using the tools. All right, so we're in the note-taking app right now, and this is it basically. There's no other app other than a drawing app and the Kindle app on this particular device. It's super focused in that way. It has a little more versatility than the Remarkable 2. The Remarkable 2 is, like I said, it's super focused as well, but it's super simple too. There's nothing to really learn about it. What you see is what you get with that device. And for people who just want to jump in and get their writing done, that's what you want, right? But this is for people who are willing to dig in a little more to note-taking and better ways of organizing their notes and organizing their thoughts and getting to their notes. So the people who made this device gave that some thought. They gave how you're going to take those notes, what you're going to use, what tools would best benefit you, where you would want those tools at. That is what this device is about. It's not about browsing the web or apps or anything like that. It's about note-taking and all the tools and all the ways that you're going to be able to take those notes most effectively and find those notes again once you've taken them. And that's a big thing about this too, is like I said, that quick access menu just gives you a way to get back to whatever note you put there instantly from wherever you're at in the UI. You can be in the calendar, you can be in mail, you can be in Kindle, you can be in whatever. You slide down that right hardware stripe right there, and it will give you access to anything that you have already put there. You have to put the things in that quick access window, but once you do, they're always there and available for you. And for someone who jumps between ideas, that's super useful. All right, so continuing on with the setup, they're just pretty much showing you here that you can move the toolbar around. You can minimize it, in fact, and you can also hide that toolbar. And that's where they're going with this particular section. I also love their toolbar in the sense that the toolbar also shows up when you're doing selecting. So if you use a selection tool, you get tools right at the selection spot to manipulate whatever you've selected. And that to me is super useful. You don't have to select something then go up to the tool menu to do things. You select it and those tools pop up right there at the selection. That's so good. I love that as well. All right, so right now I think I'm just talking about the writing feel. And I was excited to get going on this because I wanted to see how the hard nib felt on a soft surface, because every other device does it the other way. They give you a soft nib and a hard surface. So, the contrast in that is stark. And you notice it right away. Like I said, the film on this device straight out of the box is a bit sticky. That does get better with use, and it doesn't take a lot of use. I think day number 2, it was completely gone, and I didn't feel it anymore. It still has some bite because of the fineness of the ceramic nib kind of melting down into the surface of that film when you write. So there is some, like I said, some stickiness, it does have a little bit of bite when you try to go from one direction to the other with that pen. But the feel is really good, and it's so different than every other device. So I almost want to say the Supern Note will be worth picking up just so you can experience that feel to see if that's for you. It's not for everyone, but it's worth experiencing it. And like I said, the only thing I can equate it to is writing with a pen on a huge stack of papers. If you know how the pen kind of sinks into that stack of papers and how it feels so smooth, that's kind of how it feels, except for that bite. It has a bite when you go from one direction to the other. And if you write very hard like me, the harder you push down, obviously the more friction you're going to get in a device like this. And like I said, I write really hard, so that friction can sometimes get fatiguing to the hand and to the fingers pushing through it. But I'm learning ways of writing that this feels better, and that's not so much of an issue, because if I try to write lighter, which I want to do anyway, I literally bare claw pens and write so hard. I don't know why, but that's just my writing style. And it's super fatiguing if I don't have a really comfortable pen and a really comfortable style. All right, so that's the Supern Note unboxing, you guys. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't have the audio for this particular video, but I hope you got something out of it. I hope the imagery was good. I hope that I didn't rant on too long about the Supern Note experience, but it is really good, and I definitely advise you, if you are even thinking about it, to pick one up and try it, because it's a unique experience you won't get anywhere else. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for me, and thank you for watching. Sub if you want to see more, like if you liked, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.